So the idea of transformation is that we move through being a certain way, a certain pattern, to evolving another pattern, and that transition doesn't happen with grace or ease necessarily. It's not instantaneous. It's something that a person has to enact. It has to be purposeful, and very often what a person needs is a method, something that they do every day with consistency, something that they integrate into their life so that they can think about it and use the method, techniques, practice at the time when in life the high emotion is there, when the trigger is there. And so at that moment, because they have gained some skill maybe in formal practice, they can enact this change. And through that practice, the trigger, the emotion, although it's there and it doesn't feel great, like nobody would ever wish that they would feel so emotional, feel so triggered, but they work with it. And the key is they don't, because of the practice, they don't make it any worse. And so an intense emotion or an urge always comes with a certain level of intensity, certain intensity that will come with, and it'll always last a certain duration. And so in a sense, nature puts a box around these emotional experiences. But if you don't have any skill and you really hate the experience, what you're actually doing is, because of the hating, increasing the intensity and the duration. And over time, if that's your pattern, is to make things worse, you get worse, and it can turn into a stress illness, all kinds of crazy things, from addictions to insomnia, irritable bowel syndrome, ulcers, oh gosh, chronic pain, all kinds of crazy stuff, panic. But if you learn a method, doesn't mean that you're not going to feel things. You totally will, but the method then helps you keep things in their natural place. The intensity is what the intensity is, the duration is what it is, and you don't make it any worse. That's actually the skill. So it's not about healing yourself. It's totally not about you trying to make yourself better, because that, oh, I want to, oh, please, that just makes it worse in itself. It's like this needy child inside of you, intolerant of distress. It can't be that way. What has to happen is, through mindfulness and through practice, you adopt sort of like a very adult or warrior-like attitude that caps the intensity and duration. You work with that energy, and because you get skill over time, the intensity doesn't get worse, the duration doesn't last any longer, and then your mind-body network learns. It does learn. It's a recording device, and then the next time it happens, the intensity is a little less and the duration's a little shorter, and then less and shorter, and then 10 times, 100 times, 1,000 times. That's how you heal yourself. But you don't try to heal yourself. You just try to be skillfully aware in each moment. That's what causes transformation, and that's why you go from one pattern through, sometimes it's called the road of trials or the dark night of the soul or the valley of the shadow. You have to engage in practice, but if you do it willingly and with maturity and consistency and a little determination, you totally get to the other side and you transform yourself, and then life is different.